while chanting the Om. 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 Let us be present in chanting the mantra which is uniting us and the mantras of Guru Parampara and Guru Tattva. Om Sahana Vavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Sadashiva Samarambha Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parambaram. Om Namah Pranavaarthaya Shuddha-jnanaika-murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-pada Shankaram Loka-shankaram. Om Sukrute Dhikrute Bahudha Bhavato Bhavita Samadarshana Lalasata Atidinamimam Paripalayamam Bhavashankara Deshikame Sharanam Bhavashankara Deshikame Sharanam Bhavashankara Deshikame Sharanam. Samasta Brahma Vidya Acharyebhyo Namaha Rushibhyo Namaha Munibhyo Namaha Gurubhyo Namaha Devatabhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Vedavyasa Maharshaye Namaha Vaishampayana Maharshaye Namaha Yajnavalkya Maharshaye Namaha Adya Shankara Maharshaye Namaha Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Let us be fully present in our daily Parayanam. Yesterday we have done up to 6th mantra of the Bhrigu Valli for the chanting. From Annam Nanindyat we have to chant, be fully present at every chanting of the every word. Try to develop that being alert and aware. Annam nanindyat tadvratam prano va annam shariramannadam prane shariram pratishtitam sharire pranah pratishthitah tadetadannamanne pratishtitam saya etadannamanne pratishtitam veda pratitishthati annavānannādo bhavati mahan bhavati prajaya pasubhir brahma varchasena mahan kirtya annanna parichakshita tadvratam apo va annam jyotirannādam apsu jyoti pratishtitam jyotishyapa pratishthitah tadetadannamanne pratishtitam saya etadannamanne प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या अन्नं बहुकुर्वीत तद्व्रतं पृथिवी वा अन्नम् आकाशोन्नादः पृथिव्यामाकाश प्रतिष्ठितः आकाशे पृथिवी प्रतिष्ठिता तदेतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं स य एतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति Shantihi. Having saluted the entire Guru Brahma Vidya Acharya Parampara, Shruti Mata, Brahma Tattva and our Gurus, let us do our today's dose of Satsanga. First is, we are studying the Rishis Upanishad with the Bhagavan's Bhashya. Anybody's information, knowledge, if you want to gain from anyone. Before that, first understand that the Rishis and the Bhagavan Shankara are conveying their experience and the means with which they reached to that experience of Mukti. They have experienced it and they are trying to convey the way and nature of that Anubhuti of Mukti. Now, when we have to learn from them, we should also have to learn to tune to them. What is the tuning of it? At the intellectual level, the faith. At the emotional level, it is a devotion. At the practical level, becoming familiar with the language which they are using, becoming familiar with the vocabulary meaning of that language, becoming familiar with what they are conveying through that language. The doable knowledge, the understandable knowledge, some of the attitudes to be changed knowledge. Then how do we do all that? Only through invocation and prayer. So by praying to Bhagavan Adi Shankara, By praying to the Rishi Parampara, we are trying to tune to them at all the required levels so that what knowledge they want to convey to us, the knowledge for the mukti, we will be able to receive. This is the way and is the only way. And only after getting tuned to them that we'll be able to understand what they are meaning and we'll be able to do what is to be done. Then only we'll be able to reach out. Therefore, it is always required to do tune through the namaskara, the pranams to the Guru Parampara and Paramatma. Every day without fail, every class without fail, at every attempt of studying without fail. And always remember, each Mahatma talks in different language, though all of them talk about the same truth. But also the way they reach to the truth may be different. Therefore, they speak that way. Therefore, we should have the large heartedness, magnanimity, either to be able to understand everyone's way of saying without any disturbance in our mind, so that through everybody's listening or studying, we are reaching to the same goal. If we are not having that ability, then let us not unnecessarily attempt to study the literature of various masters only to confuse ourselves, only to blame them that they have said like this, like that, that Mahatma said like that, he said like this, and there is a contradiction in their saying. That is wrong. Either be able to understand through whatever they are saying, to what they are saying. Whatever they say are saying to that. Else, tune to your own Mahatma Guru and through him reach out. But all that is only when we tune. So when I tune to Bhagavan Shankara and put my efforts, then I'll tune to his bhasha. I'll tune to the paddhati in which he is saying. Thereafter only what is he saying through that paddhati. Like a singer is glorifying the Lord's greatness through the song. Paddhati is song, but glorification is of God. So to a poet, he is singing the glory of the Lord again through the paddhati of his poem. Somebody is doing it with the katha. Each one's paddhati is different. If you are tuned to that paddhati, go there, you enjoy. Somebody is through bhajan kirtan. So if you are tuned to bhajan kirtan way, go to that class bhajan, get tuned to God through that. कथा है तो कथाकार. You can't say kathakar is greater than the bhajankar. Bhajankar is greater than kirtanakar and he is greater than the kavyakara. ऐसा नहीं होता. They are all choosing their paddhatis to express their talent and through that tune to Paramatma. The one who knows it, he will not have any that biasness or distraction, and he knows what he can tune to, and he goes there, and from that master he gets what he wants. This is first thing today we talked about tuning. Anywhere, tune to the way of your wife's behavior, talking, then you can eke out of her contact maximum sukha ananda. So to tune to the way of the behavior of servant and all, you will be able to get maximum work from that. Everywhere it is so. We are tuning to the Prakriti and its ways. Therefore, the Prakriti is blessing us with so many things. If you don't tune, then you will never even know that Prakriti has so many powers, secrets, blessings. You will never be able to benefit from them. So, the tuning. Big word, simple word is tuning. In that, thousands of things are there. Second important thing is we are in the study of Upanishad. And always remember, Upanishad Adhyayanam or the Adhyatmic Sadhana to have the Adhyatmic Anubhuti of the Moksha. This entire effort, please remember, is not giving us a thing created and given new afresh. A new thing is not created and not given to us, the thing which is not with us. Entire Vedanta tells about the thing which is always there, a thing about which is in us only, a thing about which is we only. Let us never have doubt regarding this. But that thing is not now directly experiential to us. Therefore, all these prakriyas, which we call as sadhanas, are given by them to us only to come nearer and nearer to this experience. Everything, anything what they tell us, we who have gone far away from the experience of what we are brought nearer and nearer to that experience. If you have gone far away in the time, we are brought in the medium of time near to the self. If you have gone far away in the place, we are brought near to the self in the terms of place or space. If you have gone far away in in the form of any subjectivity or let us say objectivity, we are brought nearer to that. The entire process, prayatna, prayasa of what the Guru and Shastra is doing, what we are supposed to do is we have gone away in various ways and means from our experience of the innermost self or truth. Through all these sadhanas, we have to come back. What we are doing is coming back from wherever we have gone. So we have gone away because of ignorance. So by knowledge, come back. We have gone away because of vasanas. Therefore, remove them and come back. We have gone away because of three gunas. So transcend the three gunas and come back. We have gone away by taking the world as real. To understand the world is not real and come back. We have gone away by taking each individual as separate from others. Then knowing the commonality between all, come back. We have gone away by imagining ourselves to be a individual endowed with all the upadhi and panchakosha. These are all wrong notions strengthened by wrong practices continued by being established in them as a habit. All that wrong doings have to be undone. That's it. Then what always was remaining is remaining, will be remained, will remain as ourselves. This is called, in nutshell, what all Upanishad Granthas, all Gurus, all Shastras tell us in various ways and means. उस दिन उनको जो सूझता है वो उस तरह से कहेंगे, अगले दिन और एक तरह से कहे, कुछ भी तरह से, बट कहने की बात यही है. So a non-information and wrong information, practice of the wrong information and getting established in that wrong information as if it is right and continued. Therefore, when we continue in something, taking as right, we continue in that only for eternity, never even giving a chance even to think whether what is being continued is it right or is there anything other than this as absolute right. That is the power of the habits. In that, what we generally every day as taking the world as real, it is a habit. Living the world really, it is a habit. Experiencing the happenings of the world as if they are real, it's only a habit. And all those habits are habitually limiting us to the upadhi, to the worldliness, to the jiva individualized bhava. Because of which two things are happening. One, the comprehension, apprehension of the absolute we are not having. Second, even with some struggle and effort, the understanding about the truth happens to us, yet experience of that won't happen because of these habits. Therefore, what is the spiritual sadhana? What is it? Getting the health? All the toxins of the body has removed and the original state of the health of the body is experienced. Detoxification, something they call it. So, to spirituality is what? Nothing but detoxification or dehypnotization or dehabituation. So that what we are, as we were ever, we remain in that experience. Thereafter, anywhere, anything again, we want to need to play the game is played. But this playing is now that under the influence of intoxication. Right now, we are in the intoxicated, toxified way of living. Through all sadhana, when the detoxination and intoxication's removal is done, intoxication is tamoguna, detoxification is removing the rajoguna. Come back to self. Then, from there, anything we do not under the influence of any impurities or ignorance or toxins, nor even the intoxication of tamoguna. We are very clear the position of what we are all the time and the position of what is happening in us or what is being done by us and what we are doing outside. Like Puja Gurudev. He is giving satsang on Gita. So he is very clear about his inner self and experience as well as his role position as a speaker on the dais on Gita and its reality unreality. So he's so clear about that he's giving satsanga is a relative reality for a particular purpose. Beyond that, it is not absolute reality. The absolute reality is he himself in himself. He has reached to that experience. He has practiced to stay in that experience. Having fully ensured that he is seated in the experience, then these leelas he is doing. Like when we ensure after boarding the flight, finding our seat, seated in that, following the instructions of the air hostess, including the putting of the belt. When we are ensured that we have done all that, then we take out our laptop, our own earphone, whatever, or even a book, then we start reading it. After ensuring, everywhere, after ensuring the house is set, then we conduct whatever we want to do in the house. So too, spirituality makes us ensure, first establish and ensure that you are established in the absolute truth. Then, if you want to play, play. If that is not done, all the play, which is untruth, absolutely, is taken as truth. Because of which two things are happening. One, the real truth is forgotten, its joy is forgotten, its peace is forgotten, its tensionlessness, restfulness, all of them we lose. Same time, because we imagine this to be true, but it is not so. It is the again and again we are taking it as true. Again and again it is trying to prove as untrue. Because it is untrue, the struggle is called as dukkha. It's like आप किसी को मनाना चाह रहे वो नहीं मान रहे है ना आप मनाना चाह रहे हो बट मानना क्यों उनको डिसाइड किया कि मैं नहीं मानना अब जो मानना नहीं चाहते लाइक वन ऑफ यू सम ऑफ यू और एनी ऑफ यू और एवरी ऑफ नॉट रेडी टू लिसन टू मी how much you are trying to tell you, the result is only my dukkha, not you, because you have decided you will not listen to me and you are sticking to that decision. Nothing wrong from your side. But I keep on suffering as long as I put effort. Like Urvashi goes away, she won't stay. Now, as long as he is struggling to put and stop Urvashi, so long he suffered. The moment he stopped trying to stop her, all his sufferings gone. Entire Vedanta is only this much. Because the truth is not known as it is, from not knowing of that, the untruth came. What is untruth? The entire world phenomena of the subjective, individual, as well as objective total at all its levels. layers of the Sthulata, the Sukshmata, the Karanata. All these projected out of the ignorance of one absolute truth when it is not comprehended, apprehended as it is. And in the ignorance of it, in the absence of knowledge of it, all these projected, and because we are living in it continuously, it appeared to be real. Once it appears to be real, then we take it as real. When we take it as real, we feel comfortable to live in it as real. In the bargain, the absolute real is forgotten once for all. Like any house we enter. Then we say, we buy it, registration होगा मेरा घर. धीरे धीरे करते करते प्रैक्टिस वो घर मेरा होता है. आप मेरे घर आइए. It is all practice. Some transactions are done of giving the money and all. It's all on paperwork. But कभी घर मेरा नहीं होता. और मैं घर में हमेशा नहीं होता हूँ. और सिर्फ मैं ही नहीं होता हूँ घर में. कॉकरोच भी कहता है मेरा घर. Even छिपकली says मेरा घर. There are thousands of microbes. They say it's our house. Every mosquito also says. We don't know that they are also saying it is our house. कबूतर भी आके बैठते हैं मेरा घर. Difference between them and us is we have registered on our name, they have not registered. But as our feeling is concerned, anybody can say Mera. That's why you throw away the kabutar, it comes back. It's a habit. And when you shift to other house, slowly the Mera-ness on this goes away, shifted to the other house because there you start practicing. So to the dost, ये मेरा दोस्त यही है दूसरा नहीं है. Then the other friend you get into life, you get in friendship with them. In the meantime, इससे दोस्ती चला जाता है. It itself shows if something is going means it was not real. Real can never go. If it goes, it is never real. It is like the purest Vedanta. If it is a self, it cannot be the object. Entire Vedanta in two sentences. If it is the self, it cannot be an object. Then, if it is an object, it cannot be the self. That's all. The entire Vedanta itne mein hota hai. Not very, most easiest is Vedanta. But because of our intellect's unnecessary jugglery, we make it as most complicated and feel, yaar, itna mushkil hai, itna difficult hai. What is there mushkil and difficult to drop the not self and be the self? Do ही तो काम है. Yeah. Then self is always self. We have gone away from it. That's what with the introduction we started. What is the whole sadhana? Only thing is to come back to the self from wherever we are. So we can call it like this. We have done apa. Apa means going away. Vada, apavada. Kirti, apakirti. Shruti, apashruti. Apa is going away. Upa is coming near. Upakara. Upayoga. In the same way, upami coming near. So we have done apa and asana. Apa means going away, asana and sitting far away wherever we have gone. Like from the house, you have gone far away, apa. Let us say to office or club, and you are seated there, asana. Then the evening office is over, slowly you are coming back to home. That is called upa. Then coming and sitting the house in your own sofa, it is asana. अपने आप से दूर जाना अप आसना, अपने आप के पास आना उप आसन. Therefore, entire my Taittiriya Upanishad, first Valli, Taittiriya first Valli, Siksha, Valli. What is it talking about is, we have gone away from our self apa asana, we are brought near to self upasana. Clear? And the final coming near to the self, the final upasana, is merging in the self to experience that I am that. Till that experience comes, there is something needed to be done. That's called upasana. And the last moment of experiencing, the doing is dropped. Then being the self happens. And these are all not words. It actually we can feel in ourselves. Therefore, till we come to the finer point of being the self, we have to keep on doing the practice of nearing the self. That is called a upasana. And where do we gone away from the self is only in our notions, misunderstandings. Slowly from them, the right understandings, when we come, we are doing upasana. And what is upasana? Actually, only two, three. This is what is happening in the world. And when I am in the world, involve in the world in that way. And whatever is happening in the world is only the imagination and projection, not real. Therefore, don't give value of reality to it. And then what is real in that inquiry, you will know it. That's called as upasana. Like fire burns. It is a nature that is in the world. Don't ask why and how it is like that. Then use the fire. Don't misuse or abuse the fire. Don't connect with the wire in such a wrong way that it burns you. And when the fire work is over, leave the fire and be with you. This is called upas. Okay? The same way, be in the world at the individual level with everybody, with all the rules, regulations followed, both of what is to be done, both of what is given to you. Third thing is what is not given to you. When you go to office, what is to be done? We have to do. What is given salary, we take. What is not given, you should not take out the AC from the office to the house. Is it not? The problem comes at all the three levels when we are in office. When I don't do what I am supposed to do. When I am not satisfied with what is given to me. And when I have the greed of what I don't deserve. Then I will suffer. Just change it. I am there in the office to do this. You have done it. You are happy, the officer is there. The salary is fixed, which is given to you. You took it contented, no issues. And the mind is not going on anything else. Where is the problem, Bata? And remember, all of them are only in the transactory world. Then when you finish that, you come back home. Being in the office is only an outer job. Being in the home is the real sukha. Everybody in the world goes back to their own home from where they started, including the birds, come back to their nests. The lions, after hunting, they go back to their own den. Whatever. In the same way, you and I, what we have to subtly catch is we are all Jiva playing our role in the world outside, getting what we have to get according to the play. More than that, if we ask, we suffer. But all of that is only a drama. What is real is come back to the self. And why he is going to the office? Because of his talents, abilities learned. So, to why do we go into the world? Because of the vasanas, the desires, the habits, the expectations. Now, as long as you want to use your abilities, talents, so long you will go to that variety of offices, along with expectation of some salary. When you have sufficient wealth up to your own home, given by your ancestors, then you will not need to go and work. When you recognize that, in spite of your talents, when you stop going there, you will not go to office, you don't work, you are not bound by that. All those talents also slowly get quietened. Here, the talent is a positive word in the world outside, but in the self, in the Our own actual life, the talents are the vasanas which are negative. Vasanas are there, go into the world, work in the world, get the result. Be happy with your own self. Don't go to the world. Vasanas go away. You are realized. But it is not as it is easy. Like the retirement voluntary is not immediately given. You have to work for some years. Then. So too, immediately, suddenly, we cannot easily withdraw from the world as we said. There are so lot of bonds are there, lot of the loans taken are there. They all have to be cleared. लेकिन तभी जाकर जाने देते. That is what is in Upasana we do. In Upasana, we clear all our debts, loans, we clear all our obligations, we fulfill all our promises if we are there, then we reciprocate to what we have got from them. After all, they are satisfied and they say, सब clear हो गया, अब जा सकते हो. Then we can come back to ourselves. Entire spiritual sadhana is only this much. Stop going from your side, but go to clear off whatever is to be cleared, then come back, stay home happily without needing to go anywhere. And all this is happening at the jiva and mind level. I, the jiva, coming out of my own self with the vehicle of the mind, and all that mind only has abilities, talents, vasa, kuch bhi kaho. On that I am going into the world. So far I was living like that. It's so obvious. I as an individual, my own mind, world in front, going into the world. Sometimes the world only comes into me through the senses. Both are same. What world comes into the mind through senses, subtler, where we go out is grasa. But every grass is experienced only when it reaches to the subtle level. Is it not? Only when you are conscious that you are seated on the chair, that sitting on the chair is complete. Not by sitting. The sitting should be registered in the mind. So every experience is at the subtle level. Gross is only the imagination, is only a condition put by us. And that's a big subject. I didn't want to take you there. How our own imagination makes the subtle world appear as a gross. how बड़ा हुआ है अब शब्द बता दिया उसको आप पकड़ लेना. Then what I have to do? Went outside with the mind, go with the mind only, but not again like the earlier time to continue or add to or create your problems. To sort out all existing things. It's like आज क्या चाहिए आपको उधार में शॉप वाला ऐसे एंगर नहीं नहीं मैं को उधार में लेने नहीं आया हूँ जो लोन पैसा था देने के लिए आया. You feel clear of the accounts, कागज फाड़ दिया आगे. You need not go to that shop again because चुकता हो गया लोन. So to anywhere we go, only to clear off the loan चुकता, नया लोन नहीं लेना. ले गए थे बार बार तो आपको जाना पड़ेगा ये वो फोन करेगा to clear off the loan till it is over. This is called upasana. And go only to those places where you have to clear the loans. And they are all around us in the form of family members, friends, little of the society. Go clear the loan. Once the understanding is done that the loan is cleared, you need not go. Clearing the loan is upasana. Coming back to the self is upasana. Trying to settle in the self is upasana. There the upasana ends, then the settling happens. It is an experience. Today, totally in a new way and angle, we are teaching Vedanta without touching the mantras. Because sometimes the mantras which are spoken in that age, with the language and all, we are not familiar. Therefore, we appear to get lost in that knowledge and we say, इतना मुश्किल है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Therefore, once in a while, it is good to interpret all in the way we are conducting life. At that time, what they conducted and experienced alone, they have put it in the language. Language not the purpose there. Through the language, the experience and the means was the purpose. But that day, the language, the style, that was prevalent. That was valid. That was going on. That was easy for them. Like in the way I am telling in English with all worldly experiences, if I tell to those students of that Rishi Kala, they'll also be equally confused like you and I are confused when we are listening. There is subject in that language. Obviously it is. उनको वही familiar लगता है, वही आसान लगता है. So once in a while, what we have to catch to the words apa asana, then upa asana. We have gone away, we are coming back. And gone away because of misunderstanding, gone away because of ignorance, gone away because of anything you say, all are correct. But going away is the more correct. And undoing all of that, we have to come back. And obviously, जिस गाड़ी से आप जाते हो उसी में वापस आते हो. गाड़ी नहीं है तो पैदल, वो पैदल ही आ जाते. लेकिन जिस मार्ग से गए उसी मार्ग से वापस आना है. जिस तय गाड़ी पे गए उसी से वापस. We have gone with the body outside. Then do with the body only the karma is karma yoga. Come back. You have gone outside with the indriyas. So come back with indriyas only by withdrawing. You have gone out with the mana. So come back with the manana chintana paramatma. This is how entire sadhana is nothing but such a simple direct understanding. खुद ही दुख मोलने के लिए बाहर गए घर से, वापस आ. वेदांत इज घर वापसी. घर वापसी से बड़ा अभियान. थोड़ा ठंडा पड़ा है. Somebody should again fuel it. We are hearing this घर वापसी of this spirituality, which is ultimate. Each Upanishad, each Rishi said it in different way. What is whole life? Upasana and come back to the Atma. That's it. Fix in that. And anything which is taking us back to ourselves is Upasana. Anything, how much of it appearing to be spiritual, if it is taking us away from self, we are not doing Upasana. So Upasana is an attempt backed by the attitude, backed by the understanding. Attempt, attitude and understanding is Upasana. Like I'm in a temple doing puja. If that puja is bringing me to myself, that is an Upasana. If that puja is taking my attention from the self onto my deha, onto the prakriya that is happening, onto the objects that are there, onto the people that are there, then I am not doing the ultimate upasana. I am just following some practice that is happening. Some phenomena, I am a part of it. That's it. Steps have to be followed. But the attention attitude should be to come near to us. That is called upasana. So I am doing karma yoga, bhakti yoga, ashtanga yoga, or even social, everything. All of them I am doing out of force of asanas. Otherwise, they need not be done. And they are done only to get vasanas reduced. And that is done only when we do them selflessly. When you do them selflessly, then why do you do? One day that question will come. The answer is, who told you to? Then stop it. Okay कि नहीं? Everybody, जब तक अंदर से force है, you do it. When the force gone away, how many number of people force you? You will not do it. Some people suddenly they are in contact with each other for years together. Suddenly one day that force goes away. Suddenly they stop. Vairagya. It happened. You can't do it. You can't do it otherwise. That's it. Then again, if the vasanas are force are somewhere else, something else. दुनिया ऐसी चलती रहती है. ज़्यादा सीरियस नहीं लेना दुनिया को. परमात्मा को सीरियस भी नहीं, सिंसियरली लेना है. दैट्स इट. Taking Lord sincerely is spirituality. Taking world lightly is it's a sadhana there. Anyway, now having said little of the things today, first we did the tuning to the gurus because we have to understand what they are saying. Then second topic we talked about is the self is that which never goes away from that. It is always with us. We only have gone away from that in various ways called as apavasa or apa-asana. Now upavasa or upa-asana we are doing. That is why we don't know the gods are there who are protecting our upadhi. Therefore, we are told and we are asking them to bless us. So that has become Channo Mitra Upa-asana. So too, we didn't know that to communicate the bhasha is required. Therefore, we never cared it. Therefore, we did the learning of bhasha upasana. Then we didn't know that in this world, everything is happening because of sandhi and sandhana. You know? Because the sandhi and sandhana. That training is given to the upasana. And what is the sandhi sandhana upasana? What is phenomena happening? Observing it, accepting, that's it. Don't trying to do it otherwise. In the world, we should not do anything otherwise. In the world, we have to only accept and abide. That is a realization in the world, liberation in the world. Like I accept you as you are and abide by whatever you impose conditions, then I am liberated. If I don't like it, there is another liberation. Then I leave you and go somewhere else. But I have to be liberated while being with you. Means I must accept you and abide by your points. Okay, that's the liberation. And you want that only. And you want to be liberated in my presence. You also have to accept me and my points. When as long as acceptance is there, there's a liberation in being together. The joy. The moment any rejection, disliking happens, all the bondage comes where there was a liberation. All hatred comes where there was a love. All dislike comes where liking was there. All non cooperation comes where cooperation was there. And the world at large is never at fault. It is Ishvara Srishti. It has its own rules, regulations to follow for the universe. You and I only have to understand them, accept them, live accordingly. So the Sandhi, Sandhana, Upasana. In that both, जो ऑलरेडी है उसको लेना और जो ज़रूरत है उसको पाने के लिए जो रूल्स है वो करना. पानी पी लो जो है, पी लो, कहो, प्यास बुझेगा. बट आपको चाय चाहिए, इट इज़ योर चॉइस. देन डू द ड्यू थिंग्स to get a good cup of tea and get it. Don't do something else and expect the tea. There are rules for the having of a cup of tea. Do that. First of all, it should be your money. Then you buy the sugar, tea powder, and all of that. There is a process of doing it. Do it. Either be happy with the milk or tea with the tea, or make be happy with the water, or make the tea with the process. Like as ever, you are as you are. I am happy with you, but I want something from you. I must do that by which that something is given by you, and that should be possible. Is it not? If that I ask you, which is not possible from you, then it is suffering from my side, not a mistake from your side, because you can't. If I ask you to Sanskrit में प्रवचन दो, no, I'm expecting, but it is never fulfillable because right now you are in that not in that capacity. But I ask you to talk in Telugu or in the English, then you will do it. दुनिया जो दे सकती है वही मांगना और वो पाने के लिए जो करना है वो करना. That is called upasana. That's the liberation in the world while living. These are all intricate, subtle things which are missing from our thinking because we never attempted to think. And we are only imagining instead of thinking. Therefore, we are imagining ऐसा करने से ऐसा होगा. हम कर ही जा रहे हैं लेकिन हो रहा नहीं, क्योंकि वो इमेजिनेशन है, रियलिटी नहीं। When you think, then you know क्या करने से क्या होगा, then you do it, करो तो होगा। लविंग एंड कुछ चीजें इमेजिनेशन से इमेजिन हो सकता है, हो भी नहीं सकता। लाइक आई इमेजिन एंड आई लव यू, यू रेसिप्रोकेट। This is sometime a higher imagination, sometime it clicks or it may not click. Therefore, here the imagination itself is wrong. That when I love you, you love me. Then what is to be done? You keep on loving, that's all. Don't expect from them. This is the solution there. And that cannot happen unless I discover myself in you. Because only me whom I love unconditionally all the time. That's all pure Vedanta again. If I don't see myself in you, if I see you as somebody other than me, I can't love you all the time. For whatever the reason I am loving you, till that is there, I love. That goes away, I can't love. Like if I love you because you are coming to class. When you stop coming, I will not, because I was loving you because you are coming. Now you are not coming. But if I love you because you are me, then it will never end, because I never end to love me. That is one way of seeing truth. So, having given this introduction, then also Upasana, there is a power, Medha, a power, Omkara, it can bless us with the Medha Shakti. The Omkara, it can bless us with the Sri Kamana. Dekho, Om will not give us the Medha or Sri. Rather, that power which gives Medha and Sri is named as Om for easy transaction. Therefore, saying Om, give me Meda and Shri will not happen. Though it may happen because it is sanctioned name. But if you have the clarity of understanding is through the Om, I am contacting that principle or the Lord to whom all the Medha and Shri belongs, to give that to me. When that is added, then the Om Rupa Bhagavan blesses us with Medha as well as Shri Upasana. Then what the Meda to be used for? Only for Brahmajnana Prajna Upasana. What the wealth is to be used for? Karma Kanda, to clear up all khujli of karma. Upata Durita Kshaya Upasana. हो गया. Then the most important upasana, the Vyaharutis was done. In Vyaharti upasana, what is done? In the Vesti and Samashti, how everything is happening is shown to us when we are in that level. When we transcend all that and come to the reality level, in the reality, in really, nothing is happening. Like when you see the cloth level, in this way the thread is woven to make it a cloth, to make it appear as a cloth. But if you are developing a vision of seeing the thread as thread, there's no cloth in it. There's no cloth in the thread. If you learn to see the thread as it is, and it is comparatively higher truth than the clothness, though comparatively it is less useful than the cloth. व्यवहार में व्यवहार में जितना धागे से काम होता है उससे ज्यादा कपड़े से होता है, लेकिन सत्य में कपड़े से भी ज्यादा सत्य धागा है. Understand the difference? Because the thread can remain without cloth, but cloth cannot remain without thread. You can try it when you are all alone at home. धागा खींचते जाना, फिर पहन लेना अपना पैंट शर्ट. नहीं होता हो. So too, the world cannot be without reality, but reality can be without the expression in the form of the world. So what Vedanta says, reach to that reality. From that reality standpoint, play in the world of imagination or mithya for the sake of play. If not, don't play, be in the reality. All these clarities are given to us through Upanishads and Bhashya. When we for a long time with the Upasana Buddhi, Do the listening, do the study, do the contemplation. वो एक दिन में नहीं होता हो, सालों साल, जन्म जन्म. Like if I am able to talk to you today, it is not that yesterday, day before, I learnt and talking. It might have been from so many lives, how many gurus might have visited or studied under at their feet, did that, all that now. And this is only a beginning. More and more, next to next to next life, when I speak, it will be of different level because I will be learning in between. You also, everybody is like that. It is a lives together attempt to. What my gurus taught me, I am teaching you. Now you will teach to your disciples when you come to that level of teaching. It's all external. It has nothing to do with the inner experience. मैं बाहर की बात कर रहा हूँ. Now, in that Vyaharati Upasana, be conscious about that. है ना? From the Maha, Bhurvasva came. In the Maha, Bhurvasva are playing. Into the Maha, the Bhurvasva go. From that standpoint, you see, Maha only is appearing the three plays of Bhurvasva. Yasmad Jatam Jagat Sarvam. See, the first mantra of Adi Shankara before Bhashya is this only. The first mantra only goes throughout the Upanishad. Second mantra is the prayer to Rishi Parampara so that their sankalpa and blessings keep us on the track. The track is said in the third Shanti mantra. In the beginning mantra, no? First one was Yasma Jatam Jagat Sarvam Yasminneva Praliyate Yenedam Dharate Chaiva Tasmai Jnana Atmane Namaha. The pure conscious self I am saluting. It's a reminder of goal. Who will bless us to remember goal and move in the path? Only Guru Parampara. Therefore, Eirime Guru Vipurvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyata Sarvedanta Tan Nityam Pranatosmaham. And where did they do the Vyakyana? In the Upanishad. Therefore, Upanishad with Bhashya. Taittiriya Sarasya Maya Acharya Prasadata Vispashtartha Ruchinami Vyakyayam Samyak Praniyate. That is only going on throughout the study of Upanishads, throughout the spiritual sadhana. So that subtlety we have to gain. It will come slowly. It's coming, it will come. So, from the Aditya, Ayam Lokaha, Antariksha Lokaha, Asau Lokaha. Appearing, staying, going back. From the mud pots, appearing, staying, going back. These are all in the phenomenal world. I'll tell you one point, listen carefully. Whatever we are talking in Pratamavalli, in which all the upasanas, prakriyas are told, none of them are about the absolute truth. They are all the understandings, trainings called as upasanas, having done which we go near to the truth. And what is one blunt, blind thought is to say that it is not about the truth, because in the truth there is nothing to talk about. Truth alone is there, self alone is there. That is a main punch line we have to keep always. That helps us in a long way to differentiate between what is upasana and what is jnana. In fact, the jnana is actually only of Atma. And Atma jnana is only in the form of anubhava. Therefore, Atma, Jnana, Anubhava. Though they are three words, though there appears to be an effort and an experience, but they are not three. आत्मा ही ज्ञान है, ज्ञान ही अनुभव है, अनुभव ही आत्मा है. That's why tasmai jnana atmane namaha in the beginning. And anything other than the atma or jnana and anubhava, which anubhava? Jnana anubhava. Which jnana? About atma. What is atma? About atma is only jnanam. What is jnanam? It is an anubhava. Anubhava is what? Atma. क्या हो रहा है? अनुभव. किसका? आत्मा का. किस रूप में? ज्ञान रूप. क्या हो रहा है? अनुभव. किसका? ज्ञान का. किस रूप से? आत्म रूप में. See, the if you can play in these words, we can get into that subtlety. But for that also, a level of maturity is required of inner and outer purity. Therefore, the external gross upasanas, which we have to do for many lives, then this subtlety comes. क्या है ना, देखो, जो कहा गुरु उसने वो कह दिया, और वो हमारा पल्ला पढ़ने के लिए हमको 10 जन्म लगते हैं तैयारी के लिए. Like the teacher is giving that formula and explaining, but the child's mind is dull-witted or immature, therefore he will not understand. टीचर इज स्पोकन बट ही अंडरस्टैंड आफ्टर 10 years. अच्छा, ये था वो गुरु टीचर ने कहा. इन द सेम वे व्हाट इज सेड, बट टू बी एबल टू अप्रिहेंड इट, द क्वालिफिकेशन इन अस बिगिन थ्रू वेरियस उपासनास, एंड उपासना इज keeping away from the not self, going near to the self. That's it in short. So what we are saying is Atma, Jnana, Anubhava. These are the only things. Anything other than we are doing is only in the seen world. Listen carefully the next 2 minutes. Whatever is taught in the Upanishads is only in the seen world, in which so far in our ignorance we are living in such a way that we were caught up in that world only, never nearing to the self. Therefore, we are taught to live in such a way that we are freed from that so that we can near the self. That is called as upasana. Upasana. So therefore, from the Chandrama as a Brahma or Maha, the Agni, Vayu, Aditya are coming, staying and going. Do the upasana of it. So who is the substratum? Chandrama. These are all, you call it as expressions of him, superimpositions of him, the effects of him. Again, all these words, if they convey the same meaning, any number of words are allowed. If the words are confusing, hold on to that word which gives correct meaning. Many texts, if you study, you get more confused because same thing is told in different languages. We are caught up in language, therefore we get confused. Very careful. So too, the Brahma or Omkara is the Mahat. From that, Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajurveda have manifested and doing their play and going back. What is the going back of them? Unmanifesting and allowing that from which it manifested, allowing it to manifest. That is what going back. Coming back means from that only. There's no coming, going like I come out of the home, go back to home. This we already saw in our earlier Upanishads, Bhashyam, one of the place. This is not coming out, going in. It is only expression. That we have to understand. It is coming out to express. If this one word is understood, great blocks in Vedanta are cleared. Like I am talking. One word. Second is the talk or speech is expressed. It will be correct. Eh? The talk or speech is expressed by me. This is also correct. The talk is expressed from me. It is also correct. I am expressing as talk. It is the ultimate correct. So when I express, I am talk. When I am expressed, I am talkless being. That is what. The expressed Parabrahma is the world. The inexpressed world is Parabrahma. That is why where is Brahma? Everywhere. If everywhere is Brahma, then what is the world? Expression of Brahma in this form. That's it. And that is out of ignorance, Maya. Then that is a big subject. But basic thing is this. What is ornament? Expression of the gold. What is the gold? Inexpressed ornament. So manifest Paramatma is Jagat, unmanifest Jagat is Paramatma. Non-manifest, unmanifest nahi, non-manifest. And again it goes to Karana, Stola Sukshma Karana. So let us use another word, non-manifestation of the ornament is gold. Gold's manifestation is ornament. In that, what is point is, what is real, what is unreal, and that clarity we should have. And always should have clarity. Real unknown can give real happiness. Unreal may give happiness, but it is unreal. Because the thing itself is unreal. And what unreal, it comes and goes. What is real, which is always there. Gold always is there. The ornamentation comes and goes. That is why when the ornament is broken, there is a dukkha of breaking of ornament, but still there is happiness. टूट गया लेकिन the sona is in the hand because it is real. ऑर्नामेंट टूट गया थोड़ा ही दुख होता है बट गोल्ड गोल्ड है तो फिर दुख नहीं होगा बिकॉज दैट्स द रियलिटी gold also you may lose but the self cannot be lost it's only forgotten. Luckily that the self is not lost like the gold is lost because it is the self and that's why it is called as self. Self cannot be lost. That cannot be lost is self. You may lose memory, you may lose intelligence if at all it is there, but not the self. That memory, intelligence, all of that every day we are losing in sleep. What is new about it? But that is by choice. Daytime, without choice, we lose it. Therefore, we feel miserable. So you should understand it is divine choice. Then you are safe. देखो दुनिया में ना जो मैं चाहता हूँ वो मिलते हैं जो भगवान चाहते हैं वो मिलते हैं सुख मैंने चाहा भगवान दुख ने चाहा दोनों को ले लो बस खत्म यू आर लिबरेटेड anyway in the same way annam is mahatu then other three are its own expressions for a particular purpose. The purpose can be lila for a person who has no vasanas, and purpose is for expressing his vasanas for those who have them. Is it not? It's a lila. Need, desire, lila. Like a person goes to office to work because it is desire, because he has to get a salary. But the owner of the one he goes to office, it's only a lila. There is nothing to desire anything. But jaake aa rahe us. Jivan Mukta live in the world as a leela. You and I live in the world as a purpose, as some expectation. The purpose should be to purify Antakarana, then you are sadhaka. Any other purpose of getting any money, name and fame is samsara. And again, that is an intricate subject. All are interconnected. So today we have explained what is upasana and how we have to do it. So that is what in the language of those days it is said. Language can change, but the practice is same. Everything is experienced as 3 and 3 as the fourth. From the fourth, 3 came. In the fourth, they are staying. Into the fourth, they go. What is the consequence of this? The fourth alone is real, not these 3. What was the earlier understanding? 3 are real, 4 is not there. Then what were we doing? We are trying or struggling to hold on to these 3. But will the 3 stay there? No. Why? Because the Vyakta can never remain Vyakta. It will be fulfilled in its mission only when it goes back to its Avyakta sthiti. That's why ornaments can never be permanent. They one day are the घिस पिस जाके वो अपना shape खोते हैं, but gold remains. That we can't understand. Because we are not understanding is that the reality is that the avyakta and the whole world is vyakta from it. Because it is vyakta, it goes to avyakta. ये reality है सत्य को नहीं जानने के कारण हम इसको पकड़ने का कोशिश करें which is not possible, therefore we are suffering. And as long as I have a purpose, which is called as vasana, which is called as desire, which is called as habit, kuch bhi kaho. As long as a purpose, the Avyakta or Paramatma or Mahat or Brahma will express as this Triputi. And as long as Triputi is expressing, we have to go through it out of force. क्योंकि मैंने खाना बनाया मैं खा रहा हूँ. But when the purpose is removed, then the expression is not there, then the reality is there. ठीक है ना. जब आपको कोई पार्टी जाने का है पर्पस, तुरंत फिर अलमीरा से सूट बूट पहने होते हो, कोट. कोरोना काल में कहीं गया नहीं, कोई बुला ही नहीं, तो वही बड़ा रहता है. No, simple thought. The whole world is expressed without purpose by the Lord as his Leela. Okay? And the world for you and have a purpose of what? Going to God. How do you do that? When you know I have no purpose in this world and it is Leela of Bhagavan and I am given a position to perform. Do that performance without having your own personal idea. Then from the personal problem creating world to the Leela world we are entering. That's called shifting from Jiva Srushti to Ishvara Srushti. And that also, when we pray to the Ishvara, in this Leela also, I want to go to the truth. He says, Jao, okay, to the self. All of them are not at the ear level, what are said. They're all in the thought or understanding level, which having heard, memorized, remembered, one has to do the contemplation. In that patient heat of contemplation, the wrong notions which were creating the world and problem get burnt, get into ashes. That is called spiritual evolution. By the way, today's class is assorted pakode. We are not yet taken up the Upanishad. We will take that, we will see that also. Because a new thought every day to strengthen what we have heard earlier, that strong understanding of earlier thing becomes base for the subsequent teachings. That's the idea. See, Anganyanya Devata. Then after all that he said, Bhuritvai Pranaha, Bhurityapanaha, Swaritivyanaha, Mahiti Annam, Annena Mava Sarve, Prana Mahiyante. तावा एताश्चतस्रश्चतुर्धाः चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद सी सवेद ब्रह्म. And it is again about not Parabrahma. Even if you say it is Parabrahma, it is not immediate. It is anticipation. Here Saveda Brahma means the Saguna Brahma or the Hiranyagarbha or Samashti. And Staya Veda, Saveda Brahma means what? He knows Samashti. What is the meaning? He knows Samashti. He knows all the Vyashti are play of Samashti. Then he will not try to be separate from the Samashti as a Vyashti. They are little subtle things. When I know I am part of this company, then I don't try to be away from the rules, regulations of company. As long as I am in the company. That is called as Saveda Brahma. And all my doings are only in line with the company what it wants. I don't have any my personal opinions. That's called realization. Realization at first stage is liberation at the first stage is liberation from individuality, entering into totality. Then the next stage of liberation is transcending the totality and only staying in the reality. And unless we don't get liberated from the individuality, we can never get the reality. Because the whole problem is individuality. And it can be sacrificed only at the feet of totality. Once that is done, then the reality is revealed. After that, again an individual ke roop mein, is total mein you may play, but with a difference. The difference is you know the position of what is what. Position of the reality, position of the totality, position of individuality, unambiguously we know. That is called liberation while living. Saveda Brahma, today you meditate. Tayo Veda Saveda Brahma means the one who has through Upasana has fully established in all the four Vyavritis and this mutual relation, he has known Veda, the Brahma. The Brahma means the total tamasha that is happening at the total level. From that, the causal, the gross, the subtle and gross is expressing and playing the play. It's only a play is happening, like the self in me, the mind in the self, the thought in the mind. Is it not? Then speech in the thought and the word in the speech. That's it. It's all play. Word is coming out through the mouth. Mouth is speaking out because of the thought. Thought is emerging out because of mana. Mana is the outward extrovertedness of the self. Mind introverted is the self. Self extroverted is the mind. That's it. Very intricate it, but very subtle. But if you and I have to catch this thought, that much calm, quiet peace the mind should be. Then only I can contemplate on that. Subtle the mind should be. And that subtlety will come only after long upasana. Else we are not able to reach to that level. पहले शब्द सुनने याद नहीं आ रहा, शब्द सुनाई नहीं दिया और सेंटेंस समझ नहीं आया, then उसका डेप्थ समझ नहीं आया. That is why through upasana refine yourself, purify yourself. That's why remove the rajo sattva guna, tamo guna, rajo guna from the total root level and come to sattva guna level. Then you will be able to understand. That's the meaning of upata dutakshay dvara. Then only the vidya prapti. Tata eva vidya. You understand? Vidya prapti is the ability to understand. It will happen only the durita goes away, the upata. That is through all karma. And it very subjectively should be known. How it is, I am the self theoretically, but I am not experiencing it. But these are the layers which are blocking. So I am told to do these upasanas to remove them. So do the upasanas, remove the layers, stay in the self. Even to listen to this and feel introverted, our attention should become introverted. For that, we have to reduce our extrovertedness. The one who has got millions of vasanas of extrovertedness, among them, continuously one or the other is expressing. Through the senses and mind, we are going out. How can I become quiet and introverted to listen and inquire this? Otherwise, what is the truth is told in one sentence. एक ही है ना, पाप करो नरक जाओगे, पुण्य करो सब, एक ही सेंटेंस. उसमें कोई कुछ ऐड करने का नहीं होता. बट उसको समझने के लिए इस डेढ़ दिमाग बंदे को सीधा करना पड़ता है दिमाग. For that only all logics, all the stories, all the upama, the logic, the stories, the historical facts are the unnecessary redundant things for the sake of that fellow because he is not understanding the fact. Entire Upanishads, all this gadavad of so many lives is only because of our inability to understand the fact which is revealed in 1 second only. Like you misunderstand me. I speak 5 hours to you, then you understand me. I was always correct. You only misunderstood me. But to remove this misunderstanding, the 5 hours struggle is done. Then you will say, हाँ अब मैं समझा जो पहले बोला वो अब समझा. नया कोई नहीं समझा, जो था वही समझा, पर उसके लिए टाइम लगा because of the गड़बड़ inside and that was removed. Everywhere so, the gold is always pure. The mila on that, the dirt is washed off and removed. It is taking time. When that is done, the existing gold is coming out with its shining, appearing with its shining in the same way. So, the Maha and its role in all the three understand the phenomena that is happening. And all that in the expressed world, not in Paramatma. Having done this upasana and thus accepting that from the Maha only these three are happening, just like Leela Matra, we need not to add anything or subtract anything. लाइक पैसे दिया, ट्रेन में बैठे, सीट में बैठे, हो गया डेस्टिनेशन, उतर के आना, अब कुछ नहीं करना. You don't should take your screwdriver and open the seats or make dosti or dushman with other fellows or even to the TT. These are all unwanted. You can do, but you should not do because it's a crime. So, too, what is to be done is done and get out of it. Understand the phenomena of these three vyavritis coming from the fourth. Three are we were busy with, fourth we forgot, fourth is a Maha, fourth is Brahma, fourth is Atma. Then yesterday we spoke for a long time to say giving importance and value to the fourth, as it is more important, more real. That's why the three words Maha, Brahma, Atma. These are the words used at that time. Then we have to understand them in our language. In today's languages, it is a Maha means is greater than all these three. Brahma means it is permeating all of them. Atma means it's a self of all of them. I again yesterday only said I'm repeating. The unfortunate thing is what? As conspicuously the four boas are seen, so clearly the Maha is not seen. The Maha can be seen only with the intuitive eye. Like as easily the chair is seen, the plastic is not seen. Though the plastic is more real than the chair. To see the plastic, you have to transcend the chairness and become subtle. Because we don't sit on plastic and we have to sit and we can sit only on the chair, therefore immediately the plastic is forgotten, chair is remembered. Is it not? To see the gold behind ornaments, little subtle. गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंट ही खरीद रहे हैं, पैसे गोल्ड के लिए देते हैं, बट बातें सिर्फ ऑर्नामेंट का करते हैं. Even if we talked about the gold, immediately the mind comes back to ornament because you can wear ornament, not gold. Gold cannot be worn, it can be smuggled, but not worn. Ornament ही पहनते हैं. And in and through pioneering of ornament, your what is pioneering is only gold. In and through all transactions, what we are transacting with is only Paramatma. But Paramatma is such a self who has no charm like an ornaments, and we are interested in ornaments. Therefore, we are molding Paramatma and satisfied with it. But the ornaments are getting lost, or you ask others, अच्छा लगता है कि नहीं, वो लोग अच्छा नहीं है, then you become suffering. These are all at the periphery surface level. Try to catch this point. These are all upasana taking us to the samashti which is operating in the world through all the vestis or as all the vestis. Bhurbhasva are the individual vestis. Maha is the samashti. Samashti only appearing as vesti. Vesti can never be without samashti. That is why the samashti is angi, the vesti are the angas. Anganyanya devataha. पहले ही बता चुके हूँ. Angi is samashti, anga is vesti. Without angi, the samashti, vesti cannot be. So the samashtis are the maha. The maha are, in the first one, it was Aditya. Second one, it was Chandrama. Third one, it is Omkara. Fourth one is Annam. That upasana we have to do, that practice we have to do. The result of the practice is, in our mind, the predominantly the important thing is all these four mahas. Then these other three are just projected out of it for some transaction. This is sadhana. Lord is important, the entire world is not important. That is upasana. What is samsara? The world is important, not the Lord. What is the fact? Without the Lord, there is no world. So, from the Lord, the world came, the world is given importance, the Lord is forgotten. This is samsara. Then, through the world only, reach to the Lord and know the Lord is to be more important than the world. Then, stick to that. And in the Lord, there is no problem. And in the world, there is only problem. A sample, when the world is given up in Nidra, there is no problem. An example. When you go to a temple and attend to that puja, there is no problem. Though it is there, but it is unmanifest. When you go to a satsang, when you read a good book, all of them are making you in contact with God, where the world is not there, therefore problem is not there. These are the facts. Knowing them, it is called upasana. I am caught up in the expressed triputi and suffering. I have to reach to the one which is expressing through them and stick there and play this. And in the play, anything is possible according to rule. कोई जीतेगा कोई हारेगा है कि नहीं अपने कैपेसिटी से खेलो तो जीतेगा and that is also relative. Today your capacity more you will win, tomorrow that person's capacity he will win. ये सब relative है, that you have to accept only. In the relative world, whatever rules are there, you accept it. That's why that captain who says we did not play well, therefore we lost, is less miserable because he's tracing to the cause. So too a person who says we played well, therefore we won, he will not jump into joy because his focus is on the cause called as play. The other fellow will say, यार हमको जीतना था, कप मिस हो गया, पिछले साल भी हमने मिस किए. He is only talking nonsense. Every year you'll miss because cup comes when you play well, not by shouting outside. In this way. Okay. Now, sixth mantra का उपवास हमने जो अनुवाक का introduction we chanted yesterday, today we were supposed to explain it, but somehow the Lord made us think in this way as to how to understand the spirituality in our common man's language. Today's thoughts are very precious and valuable, please. There's a very big effort behind trying to bring the scriptural way of saying into our normal way of discussing. Today we have explained the need of remembrance of Rishi Muni Guru, need of tuning to them, then what is the need of Upasana, meaning of Upasana, practice of Upasana. And the crux of that is what? Self is always there as it is. We have done Apa-asana in so many ways. And opposite of that, in so many ways we have to do, they are called upasanas, by which we come back to the self I am. And what I am is told from the sixth one. It is also internal upasana. The reality will be told only in the next Valli. The first Valli is completely upasana. What is upasana? Sit near the Guru, first upasana. He is speaking the truth, second upasana. To explain the truth, he is speaking about sadhana, third upasana. Doing the sadhana as he says, that is upasana. So to reach to Paramatma, whatever Guru taught me to do, doing it accordingly is upasana. One day, he will give the upasana of gardening. Another day, he will give the upasana of temple work. He may give the upasana of kitchen work. Another day, he may give the upasana of japa, tapa. Anything he may give, doing that is upasana. And in us, we observe that all these things are doing only one thing. Just removing the, the cobwebs. Again, I am repeating, it's only removing the cobwebs. The cobwebs were blocking the picture of that beautiful portrait. बहुत दिन हो गया कमरे में गए ने सारा धूल मिट्टी और जाल लगा है पिक्चर है पीछे remove the cobwebs the picture is clear dust it the picture is clear Guru is every doing is only to undo place then only we can be the being if any doing is for gaining something then we have not understood Vedanta first step about Vedanta remember जिंदगी भर के वेदांतिक साधना कुछ भी पाने के लिए नहीं है सारे वेदांत साधना जो ऑलरेडी पा चुके हैं उसको खोने के लिए देन ओनली जो खो नहीं सकते जो पाने की जरूरत नहीं है वो मिलता है that which can never be gained because it is never lost. That is the self. Aheyam anupadayam. To gain that, we have to do all the khone ka baat. That is why it becomes tough because हमको आदत हुआ है पाने का. We are not able to give up. And the one who understand this, that I am here in the world only to give up everything till I reach to that which can never be given up. And that is the self. And see, neither we want to give up our ego, nor we want to give up our identity with upadhis, nor we want to give up the sukha bhoga gained to upadhi, nor we want to give up the things and beings, objects which are giving the seeming sukha. We not only not giving up, but we are taking up newer and newer only. Then when will we reach the self? कर्म योग, भक्ति योग, अष्टांग योग सब गिविंग अप वाला काम है, which is unnecessarily taken up. Self is neither given up nor taken up. It is a self. Definition of self वही है, अहेयम अनुपादेयम. कहाँ जाओगे सेल्फ को छोड़कर? क्या कर कैसे पकड़ भी सकते हो उसको? वो मैं ही हूँ. These will be discussed beautifully in the subsequent anuvakas. You will enjoy if you tune to the Taittiriya Upanishad every day in a new variety way will revel. It will be so wonderful even than all other 6 Upanishads. You can see so far. Today we are only in the 6th Anuvaka, today 62nd day or 61st or 63rd. 2 महीने से हम पढ़ रहे तैत्तिरीय. पढ़ रहे हैं और बढ़ रहे हैं. टेक्स्ट में शायद आगे नहीं बढ़े बट समझदारी में बढ़ रहे हैं. Otherwise, Vyavruti, what is the meaning of it? Upasana, what is the meaning of it? Channo Mitra, why we have to pray to them? What is the need of Siksha, Dhyaya? मिलता था क्या हमको? इतना समय नहीं स्पेंड किया तो. क्लियर? नव सयेशोऽन्तर् हृदय आकाश तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अमृतेन तालुके एषस्तनिवावलम्बते सेन्द्रियोनिः अत्रासो केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपशेषकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतिष्ठति भूरित्यवायो सौरित्यादित्य महीति ब्रह्मण आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिः विज्ञानपतिः एतत् ततो भवति आकाश शरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्म प्राणारामम् अनानन्दं शान्ति समृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीन योग्योपास्व. 6th Anuvaka, for your sake I by hearted. I chanted it. Then I'll make you chant. We will see the both Bhashya meaning and what we have to understand from it. Clear? Thank you. We'll stop today. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Paramarshibhyo Namah